Well, he's associated with a project called the Philadelphia Experiment, also called Project Rainbow. Now,
Einstein was.
yes,
Okay.
he's associated with this project. The goal of this was to make a ship invisible, a cruiser class ship.
So they wanted cloaking. That's what they were going for?
Not just invisible to sonar. You're right. Invisible to the naked eye. There's a lot of benefits here if we can pull it off.
Oh my God.
So it is in the lore of the Project Rainbow. It is said that we tested it on a few ships and the tests were successful. They were able to bend light using high energy electricity, megavolts. There were two main scientists involved here, T. Townsend Brown and Albert Einstein.
What does the T stand for?
Thomas Townsend Brown.
What does the J and J Oppenheimer stand for?
Obviously nothing. So yeah, it's a great movie. So they have two successful tests on two warships. They make them invisible.
Bonkers.
So then they decide to take a cruiser class ship, which is massive, and test it with a skeleton crew on board because they need to know, can we do this with a crew?
A small crew, you're
Yeah.
saying. A skeleton crew. Yeah.
The goal is to not only make the ship invisible, but to teleport it
To where?
to Virginia. So they're from Philadelphia.
Philly to Virginia. Okay.
Yeah. It's teleportation, invisibility.
impossible. Yeah, it's impossible.
Defying most of what we know to be the laws of physics. Witnesses to this project say that the ship began to phase in and out of existence.
Okay.
But then a cloud of green smoke appears around the ship and it's gone. Right? Okay, maybe it's invisible. Maybe it worked. And then they get reports in Virginia.
Smoke?
Green smoke. And then they get reports in Virginia off the coast. The U.S. Eldridge is here, right? It just appeared out of nowhere. The U.S. Eldridge was the ship they tested this on.
Okay.
So now you've got guys in Virginia saying, there's a ship here that wasn't here a second ago.
Yeah.
And then it's gone again. And it's back in Philly. And they're like, okay, so that kind of worked. Let's talk to the crew and see.
Yeah, did they
see what
feel
happened.
anything?
They're running around in madness. Literally, like on half.
Wait,
of
what
them,
were they doing?
Some
Really?
Some of them are on fire.
Okay.
Some of them lost their minds entirely. They can't
What do you
remember
mean?
their
Like
names.
this-
They're
okay.
running into walls and things. Other members of the crew are fused to the side of the ship.
Oh, that's sexy.
And I've got a picture.
Is that what this is? Oh, yeah.
I've got a picture of what that looks like.
Okay.
So the
I'm not
Philadelphia,
laughing at the carnage. I'm laughing at the idea.
the idea of it, right?
not
So
a monster.
the Philadelphia experiment, there has been movies. There you go. People sticking out of the side of the ship. They were fused to it. So
like
imagine
X-Men
all the
Apocalypse.
molecules in your body being dematerialized and then put back together again. Yeah, if you moved slightly or a wave kind of just knocked the boat a little bit, you might get stuck to the wall and be put back together with the wall as part of your body. Obviously, the men's families were told they died in combat. Then the story just turns into fiction. No, it never happened, or what are you talking about? That's not true. The only two names that come out of this, though, Albert Einstein. Do we know that he actually worked on this project? No. T. Townsend Brown. Do we know that he actually worked on this project? No.
Yes.
In fact, there were several movies about this, the Philadelphia experiment, that were released, and there were several books released about it.
I've heard about it,
that guy's
yeah.
name shows up a lot. T. Townsend Brown. He was a Navy scientist during World War II.
Okay.
And that name just keeps popping up throughout history when it has to do with strange phenomena.
Oh, in general.
In general. And I want you to remember the name, T. Townsend Brown. What do you think of this? Could this have actually happened? Is this a real experiment that we tried? Why not try it, first of all? If we think we have the science, why not try it? But do you think we really did? What do you think?
It sounds a little bonkers.
It sounds freaking insane.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what I think. Based on your research,
Yeah.
do you think that these witnesses are telling the truth? This Townsend guy, perhaps, man, maybe we'll have to get to that later, but this Townsend guy is legitimate. Do you think that there's enough circumstantial evidence or maybe even substantial evidence?
Yeah.
Is there enough to sway you, I think, is the real question.
I think that the scientists involved were working on something.
Something occurred.
And I think the Philadelphia experiment is a great, silly misinformation campaign cover story for something real,
That really went was
for
going
something
on.
that they really were working on.
So you think it's bullshit?
I think it was completely made up. And even the witnesses, I think, were told to perpetuate this story and probably given fake documents, fake misinformation.
They were told
documents
to perpetuate a lie for misinformation.
on purpose.
Yeah.
I believe this never happened, but I think that the story exists to serve a purpose. And I'm going to get into what that purpose is later. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
So I do believe it was real. I go.
Yeah, so just
I got my disappointed face on. You like the end of Loki season 2?
Yeah.
Him with the green
It
time.
sounds like something I would make up. It really does. But it's real.
a ghost, a ghoul, a goblin, a monster, a werewolf.
Went on and wrote in the comments. I was gonna say that came out great.
You're off to a great start.
Yeah. We got some fun stuff planned today. We got some goods.